Welcome to the Dancing Oracle with Najia for more tiaras, tea, tarot, and talks. Today, I want to just give a shout out to some of our members. One is the lovely Linda White. And Linda says, I love your hand-hammered Egyptian silver shawl. I'm an antique clothing dealer and have sold them in black, but your ecru color is very lovely. So thank you, Linda. I'm wearing the black one today. This is all hand-hammered sterling silver, and they're from Egypt, from the 1920s, from over a century ago. And I have a whole long story about them, which I'm going to do in another video. And I also wanted to welcome one of our newer members, Josephine White. She had a really, I'm sorry, not Josephine, Josephine Moore. And she had a really great idea for one of our Tiara Tea Talks videos. And let me just get to that screen and pull her up. So she's enjoying a lot of these Tiara Talks videos, an awful lot. And I love this one idea that she had based on one of these videos I did just last week, based on what another viewer wrote in. We had a male viewer write in about his experience with electronics and, anger, being upset about things, and how you manifest through electronic devices, kind of the way the spirits do that, because electronics and anything machinery is a really easy way to manifest. It's actually, and bending metal, things like that are actually not as hard as you think. And what happens is you end up inadvertently manifesting things you don't want. And so Josephine Moore, she says, I was wondering if maybe eventually you could do a video on transforming anger into manifesting and how to do that, as I'm not sure where to comment in this membership section. Anyway, I thought that was a really great idea because it's really, really important. A lot of us manifest by default. We manifest things we don't want to manifest. Excuse me, I'm a little itchy. That's a signal from my mom on the other side. She says when your nose suddenly gets itchy, which happens when I do these videos, certain videos, it's like my mom would say, when your nose gets itchy, someone's thinking about you. And I really feel that's her. Yeah, I can hear her. She just touched my heart. So I hope you're enjoying this channel. Today, we have an exciting video. It's not by audience request, it's by my own curiosity. It's all about drones. What's going on with the drones? Actually, I'm going to take this tiara off for a moment because I keep thinking whenever I have something on my head, I just assume it's my glasses. And I'm feeling confused because I can really, really feel it. Well, where I live in Pennsylvania, my friends and relatives are seeing drones in their backyard or off in the distance, and they're about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, so they're extremely oversized. They're not the kind that they sell to the general public. And our local governments, our mayors and governors and people in the more local, from state to city governments, are all saying what's going on, and they're not allowed to do anything to the drones. They don't know what to do. They're asking the federal government what's going on. The federal government says they don't know exactly what's going on, but it's not foreign. They're not worried about foreign threat. And so many psychics are reading on the drones. They're doing dowsing rods, they're doing pendulum, they're doing tarot, they're doing oracle. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm so curious. I'm so curious to see what the cards say about them. It all started in the UK in November near a military area. And then that was just maybe a couple sightings. And then it switched over to New Jersey, which is just 20 minutes from me, New Jersey, in the United States. It's on the coast. It's where I go to the beach and have my mermaid retreats that I used to run. And now I just go camping with some of my former mermaids. We don't go, and sometimes we go to the hotel where I had the retreats, but it's a wonderful place. And now they've moved from New Jersey into Pennsylvania, which is further inland, and other parts of, it seems like the East Coast, although there have been sightings reported in New Zealand, Australia, Germany, other places in Europe. But then when you go to investigate you can't find like solid evidence, any solid reporting on that. Either the news is not letting that come out, it's more like hearsay on the internet, we're not sure, but there's definitely reputable news outlets, state and city, town officials going on television and speaking about the drones and trying to find answers. So let's see what the cards say. Let's see what the cards say. All right, let me just do some more saging on the cards. I did shuffle them a little bit. Now, if you're a regular to this channel, you know that I don't do any editing because some people think when other psychics do editing, they're cheating and they're lining things up. So that's one reason I don't do editing. And, and I don't, if I ever do editing, it's going to be more for putting a link or something on my screen, like saying, hey, like this video, subscribe for free. Share the video, ring the notification bell, like things that will help this channel spread. So please do that. If you are watching this video, please be a good guest and hit the like button if you're enjoying this. And, especially if you're watching it to the end. So if you also feel like you don't like to see me shuffle, all you have to do is hit the fast forward button. That's it. It's on the video. Fast forward until I actually hold the cards up and lay them out and talk about them. So you can just fast forward through the shuffling whenever you want to get to the tarot or the oracle reading. And it's easy. And some people think I speak too slowly. There's a gear on your YouTube. There's a little gear symbol on the right lower corner, and it lets you speed up my voice. And a few of you think I speak too fast because you're in a foreign country and your English is not as up to speed with my voice. So that same gear will slow my voice down. And there's between 5 to 7 settings depending on your device. I find that the phone has a different amount of settings than the computer, and I'm on an Apple computer. So, well, let me just tune into this drone energy. What is going on? I'm just going to do a general reading, and then I'm going to do another reading after this, based on what answers I get from this reading. I'm going to ask specific questions. Now, listen, I'm happy to answer your questions as well. I read all the comments. I will answer the comments of the members as much as possible. Members have the little symbol next to them. I can't answer everyone's comment, but I read everyone's comment. And I try to answer the gist of all the comments and concerns when I do Tiaras, tarot, and talks. And we've had a lot of comments asking me to do numerology for everyone, and I can in the comments tell you your numerology reading for each individual. Oh God, there's like dozens of you, asking me to do that. I mean, you can hire me for a private reading, but I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself, so you don't even have to hire me. I'm going to teach that in January, but I am going to calculate everyone's personal year for 2025. I'm going to make a series of videos that you can learn how to calculate your personal year and then go to your personal year number. Okay. I was thinking about personal years, but I'm supposed to be concentrating on drones. But I feel this card is significant. Yeah, so for some reason we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's a queen that has a lot of concerns. She's a good queen. She's nurturing, but Pentacles have a lot to do with earthly resources. And she's concerned about protecting earthly resources. In a normal reading, this would be about your health or wealth. But yeah, so there's something going on with these drones. There's somebody in control that has a lot of power that is concerned about earthly resources. So I wonder what that is. And some people say that these drones are alien. Some people say that this is government, like as in White House. And some people say, oh, it's underneath all of that. It's something that's more powerful, because in the past presidents going back decades always want this answer. They're always trying to find the answer from the CIA, the FBI, Department of Defense, but they don't get answers to the alien question. At least they say they haven't. And that's one of the things that a lot of them have said when they get elected. They want to find out the answers to that. Wow, so I got generally the five of wands in reverse. And right now it's about avoiding a conflict. When I think about the government, it's about avoiding a conflict and agreeing, like respecting the differences. So whatever's going on, there's something going on with avoiding a conflict. Well, yeah, because they're not given answers. Right? Two of wands in reverse, playing it safe. So something is not moving forward for expansion because it's in reverse. And it's about making a choice, because it's a two, this or that. And it's about something expansive, because it's wand energy. Wands are expansions. You can see the dry stick growing the leaves. You can see this person looking at the world, like looking at the globe and trying to make a decision about this. But no decision has been made because I pulled this card in reverse. See that? And also I want to just say, you're looking across the water. A lot of people are saying that these are crafts that are coming from the water and not from outer space or not from land elsewhere. Some of the early ones were near military places in the UK and the United States, and now they're just kind of all over. There's a lot of fear of change going on with the two of wands. Obviously, there's a lot of change going on. I predicted major change in the world in mid-December, early to mid-December. I forget which video it was on. Listen, viewers, if you find that, I don't know if I put it in my world predictions or if I just happened to be talking about it because I was getting hits on that. I assumed it was weather related when I'm thinking world changes, because I do see some major things in the future. that are weather related. And but and I said this is going to be like major. This could be major. Like it's when the pandemic happened, how everything kind of just affected the whole planet. So I saw something coming in mid-December that the whole world would be affected. So there's a lot of concern of people all over the world about these drones. So let's see. Wow. Got the King of Cups in reverse. This is a card of, like being like very cold and manipulative when it's in the reverse position. Emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation. Cold, making decisions from a coldness. This is interesting. Between the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse, and now this in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse. There's someone that studies all the UFO phenomena, and he's upset that the government hasn't disclosed information, which should have been disclosed years ago. And he says, Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer, you could look him up on the internet. A lot of people follow him. I sometimes see his videos on podcasters that I follow. He said that, I saw a little bit of a video last night. I don't know where I saw it, but definitely on one of my regular podcast people, which I can't remember. I fell asleep to it, so I can't remember. But Dr. Stephen Greer, Greer, he said that these are from a deeper level behind the government, manipulating people so that to incite fear, so that there would be a reason to spend money on weapons and have war. It would scare people. So like, oh, we have to create the Space Force and we have to do all this fighting against outer space. And he said, actually, most of people that have come out from the government and working with some of the aliens races, they've worked with reverse engineering their technology, or they've downright worked with them to gather technology. He said that the government is manipulating technology and people's emotions, and manipulating everything they've learned from alien technology for their own financial and power gains. He said, we could have had free energy long ago. He says, we know how to have free energy from alien technology, but that is against the vested interest of people in power who want to keep, the fossil fuel industry going, and, even some of the, new electronic things don't have everything. I have an EV, but it's not the same as having totally free energy with no damage to the planet whatsoever. He says there are better forms out there, but it would completely change the structure. He also said that people like to have a reason for war. He said there's trillions of dollars unaccounted for that just go into creating weapons and things for war, just taken out of the budget at will, like they can just do it and override the presidents. So I thought that's interesting these cards came up, and I'm more inclined to think, to agree with him, because one of the things is, when I've seen these videos, and you can find them all over the internet, when you see the videos of these drones, they don't look super high tech. They just look like they're not something that's available to the general public. These these car-sized drones, these are not sold to the general public. So it makes me think that this is something going on with perhaps the Department of Defense trying to have their money, have their power, have their agendas to control things. So let's see what the full reading says. Let me just concentrate. I did feel like I was supposed to stop shuffling at this point, so let's see. There's a lot of disorganization going on right now, juggling resources. There's a lack of balance. There's too many hands in this, by the way. There's too much going on. So what's blocking this? Oh, gosh, that King of Cups, right? That King of Cups in reverse. The emotional manipulation is blocking something going on within trying to balance resources. I am not sure what this is about, but we shall see. Conscious thoughts. We have the King of Wands. We have someone that's like very visionary, that sees the bigger picture, can overcome challenges. Someone very, very powerful with a lot of resource vitality, inner like the light, like they have that light. They have electricity, power, vitality. They're in control of that. They can walk through fire with the salamander as their symbol. Symbols here and here. I'm going to talk more about that. But right now, underneath it all is the Hangman in reverse. And this is a delay. There's a resistance. There's a stalling. There's an indecision. There's a lack of control underneath all of this. Right? Underneath this whole issue, they're not giving answers. They're manipulating. They're powerful. They're disorganized and juggling resources. Wow. So recently we have the Empress. We have, the United States is considered to be abundant. But this is interesting because the Empress represents two different countries. So one is the idea of the United States as being very abundant and growth oriented, highly developed and accomplished, and typically a loving country, although things have changed. This is in the past. Some readers equate the Empress with Russia because it is one of their symbols. There's two symbols for Russia, and one is in Lenormand deck, which is the bear, and in the tarot, the Empress represents Russia. So this is just showing something in the past. And I kind of see in the past, with Russia, there was a space race going on. When I was growing up, the race to get to space and find out all that technology in order, to get to space. They say that technology came from the Second World War, from the Nazis had a lot of craft, and, we had also worked with people that should have been put in prison, but they were let go, so to trade their secrets with us. This goes back many, many years. And in the near future, we have like this lack of self-discipline, boredom, like feeling stuck. This slow-moving night, normally was moving slowly toward this disclosure. It's been happening little by little. We've had congressional meetings, people revealing what they know. We've had people come out and talk about it in Congress. We've had Congress ask those people about it. But what's happening is like just feeling like you're working without reward, like nothing's happening. And what is representing this issue is a lot of greediness. So there's definitely some greediness going on, possessiveness, stinginess, a lot of overspending, a lot of overspending in the budget. Yes, I could see that if Dr. Greer is correct. And in the environment is this Queen of Wands energy. You know, there's a lot of determination, there's a lot of courage in the environment, there's a lot of independence, focused energy. That queen matches that king in the conscious thought. So this is kind of interesting that in the background here, in the environment, there is that power to create this technology. And wow, so we got all these power people, a lot of power people in this reading. Look at this. We got a queen, a queen, a king, and another king, and the empress. This whole reading is all about people in power not giving the full picture. Now, our hopes and fears section is that we want that nurturing. We want to feel like this everything is okay, and that we're going to be okay financially, that we have someone looking out for our interests, like a queen that could handle the money. We had this queen when I pulled the reading originally. Remember, I was pulling some cards. We had this queen in reverse. That's what's really happening. Before I did the reading, the 10 card spread, which is based on Celtic Cross, which I'm showing you down here. But sometimes before I do the reading, I just pull random cards that speak to me as I'm shuffling. I'm like, oh, that card's meant to be seen. It's going to tell us something. And I pulled this queen in reverse, showing someone that doesn't have our best interest at heart, that is smothering. And I had pulled this ahead of time. So now it's in the hopes and fears, like it's people are hopeful that somehow this will lead to someone taking care of us. And maybe, I think some people think it is alien technology and they're like, oh, they're going to help us. They're going to help us. I'm not seeing anything in the cards yet that this is from outer space. So far, everything I'm seeing has a lot to do with people in power here on Earth. I see a lot of pentacles. That's like earth power. I see, wand, like people that have, the scepter, the wand, and they can control things and create things, and they have resources for that. In the final outcome, though, in the long-term future, I do see harmony. I think this harmony is not going to be happening from all of this that is played out. I think the harmony will be something coming from divine guidance. And there will be a partnership between the earth, governments, eventually, and an alien, because we're not the only kids in the universe. We're definitely not the only kids in the universe. It's a big universe out there. I know for sure that we are not. I know for sure, and maybe someday I'll tell you why I know for sure. But I think there's forces trying to incite fear in people. Honestly, I'll do more. I'm going to do an oracle reading on this. I'm going to do more, but I don't think it's alien. I think these are man-made crafts, and that a lot of our technology is sourced from other worlds. You know, think how much we've grown in 100 years. Oh my God. Just think like this, right? Right? Flying, everything, all the machinery, all the technology. Do you really think in thousands of years of history that we didn't have some help in the last 100 or 80 years, 80 years especially? Um, Something's going on. But I think in the future, in the long term, and I do see a lot of good things coming out in the future in my other world predictions, that we are going to be getting help. We're going to go through some rough times. I want to prepare people for those rough times so that you can learn to live in the 5D to manifest what you need. There, there's a wonderful channeler. I've studied with her. Her name is Tara Arnold. And she says, yeah, there's a lot that, she sees what I see a lot. Um, and I've actually studied with her. She's one of my teachers to learn to channel on demand because I'm a natural channel, but it happens sporadically that I channel for other people and give them messages from spirit, and they'll just be thrown by it. They'll be like, how do you know this? I said, I'm just a phone. I'm just a phone. I don't know anything personal about your life. I'm not seeing anything private. I'm just literally asked to give this message to you. But a lot of people want that more on demand channeling when I do my tarot card readings, because I do personal readings for people. And I would like to be able to give that to them because it's amazing help. So she channels Saint Germain mostly, as well as Buddha, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and others. And but she's known for channeling Saint Germain as we know him in from a couple hundred years ago, that part of Saint Germain from a couple hundred years ago, because he has different personas throughout the ages. So she says that, she has these horrible, wicked snowstorms up in Canada, and all the neighbors' cars will be buried and they can't get out their door. But she spends a lot of her time intention setting and living in the 5D. And this is something I've talked about in the Keanu soulmate readings. There was a 3D version and a 5D version, and we have different dimensions we can operate from. So she spends a lot of her time in the 5D, and then they'll have these wicked, horrible, several feet of snowstorms, and people are trapped, yet she doesn't get trapped. The snow bypasses her car, bypasses her walkway or path, and she's totally fine because she's connected to that higher vibration. So I want to teach you all in some of those intuition videos how to connect to that higher vibration. I'll talk about it a little bit here so that you don't have to be hooked into this fear. Because when you're hooked into the fear, you can't. When you're hooked into the fear about the drones, a lot of my friends are, I have a friend and she's singing in her backyard and she's freaking out. And I have some relatives and they're really scared. Some people get really scared by it. Some people are fascinated. Some people are really scared. And when you get into fear and panic, you can't access your 5D. You can't access your gifts and you can't access that high vibration to bring that to earth. So it's really important, that long-term outcome with the Lovers, Major Arcana card, the Lovers. I still have it here. I've lost it. It's not here right now. But it's a really good card. So in the long-term future, we'll be fine. Just trust in the vision and don't get scared by the drones. I'll talk more about it in my oracle reading next. Thank you.